Guys. So I did not plan to be gone for so long. We just had a lot going on in February, and I recorded all of the stuff for the 12 cast-ons in January, and then the kids were like using my computer all the time, so I never had time to put the footage on and edit it together into a cohesive vlog. So hopefully I will do that before I put this up. But I was thinking that maybe I would kind of do a little more vloggy type content just because it's easier for me than sitting down and gathering everything and finding a time to do like a full-on podcast. I just don't have that right now. But I don't want to like lose viewers. I know there's tons of stuff out there for people to watch, and I like making things and I like sharing things with people, and I don't want everybody to go away so that then I'm just talking into the ether, which is probably what's going to happen if I keep up. Yeah. So just maybe I'll do quick little vlogs that could either focus on like one item that I'm working on, or a pattern that I'm matching up with some yarn, or maybe if I get some new stuff, I can kind of share that with you as things come in, and maybe that'll be a little bit more manageable. So just shorter videos instead of, I tend to just like save stuff up, and then if I only do once a month, it's like an hour and a half long podcast, which is just a lot. So I thought I would share with you what I've done in my office, because I've done a couple of things recently to decorate. So flipping this around, these are some shelves I got from my old work location. So we were moving buildings and there was a bunch of stuff in the old building, and they said, kind of take whatever that you want, because we're just gonna throw away the other stuff. So there were these two shelves that were hanging on the wall in somebody's office. That person had left the company, and so they were just kind of up for grabs. So I took these and Josh hung them up. I think I am going to paint them white. They're just like, it's a veneer, so they're not like solid wood or anything. But I think they would look nicer considering everything else has this white trim if they were also white. But for now, they're up on the wall, which is what I wanted. So I've got those up, and then I've got this is a set of Shadowhunters books, the like City of Bones series, and I got the custom book covers from A Touch of Magic Designs, which I love. They're beautiful, and definitely compared to the original covers, they're really nice. And I have a Gem Carstairs candle up there. And then on this shelf, I've got my Serpent and Dove series. I love that they fit like perfectly into that little nook. This, the third book of that series is upstairs. So I need to bring that down, but it's a trilogy, so there is a third book to that. I'm planning on hanging this picture like in the middle here. So it'll sort of look like it's floating between the shelves, but obviously it's Manon. And I put my Tiny Throne of Glass series here, along with some little clay figurines and my little frogs that have some succulents growing in them. This is a turtle I got from when I lived in Mexico. Somebody just hand painted it for me. Then I've got my Cruel Prince series here. There also was a dust jacket set from A Touch of Magic Designs for this set, and I did order those because they're beautiful and I would like them. And then I've got my Jude and Cardin candles there to match. And then over here, I just took out, I had like a box with fabric in it. It's that one. I had a box with fat quarters in it, but I never got into it, and thus never used the fat quarters. So I was like, well, I need to get that out of there. So I actually use them And then I would put my other Throne of Glass series, which is full-size books, a little bit easier to read. I'm thinking about rereading this series, and these have the Dominique Wesson dust jackets on them. I ordered those for myself as a Christmas gift. They are gorgeous. Like, let's see if I can get one out. Probably can't easily. They're gorgeous, though. The original covers for the Throne of Glass series suck. Like, they do not get me excited at all about, well, the newer covers, I guess. The original ones are fine. But the newer ones are not good. So, yeah. I mean, look at that. Look at it. Just, there's foiling. And, oh my God. Yeah, I can't. And this. Ah! Oh, my sweet boys. So sweet and innocent. And then you've got Crown of Midnight. Ah. And what? Nehemia. Some Dorian. There's stuff on the inside. It's got things. And hello, Rowan. Hello. So nice. There's fire inside. And Manon. Ah, so good. I mean, just everything about them is so good. Aedion. Our favorite couple. And this one, I could just... Lorcan and Eline. What? So good. The Tower of Dawn. The best couple ever, Nesrin and Sartok. And last but not least, oh my God, I'm gonna fall apart here. We got Rowan and Aelin. Oops. And Dorian and Manon. I mean, look at the details. Guys, oh, my heart. And the flower. So much. So anyway, I love Dominique Wesson's stuff, and she can just do dust jackets forever, and I would have them forever because they're so good. They're so good. So I also have the ones for ACOTAR. And the ones for ACOTAR, I did ask the people who run A Touch of Magic Designs if they plan to have Dominique Wesson do the other books as they come out, because it's only up through A Court of Silver Flames, obviously. And I was like, well, it would really suck if I got this beautiful dust jacket set, but then all of the newer books won't have dust jackets. And they said yes, their contract with her is for the books as they come out and to complete the series. So there will be later packets that are either the full dust jacket set or the books, the remaining books since their last release. So those are up on the shelf above that one. And then I think also my Six of Crows duology, I think those are Dominique Wesson book covers too. But I love this new dust jackets thing. It makes me so happy. So yeah, I've got those. It's just more open now, so I can get to my pom-poms. That's where I keep like my pom-pom magazines. And I want to knit more out of them. And then I've got like my calendar and my fern and all that stuff. So anyway, I like my shelf configuration now. It's much better. Clean, nice, good. Very good. Let's see. Yeah, then otherwise, I have been mainly knitting on my test knit for Samantha Guerin. She's coming out with a new sweater called Heritage Harbor. It's a drop shoulder, stripy, textured sweater. It's on the drying rack, right? Yeah, so there it is. It was sock washing day, so there's a lot of socks. So I knit mine out of Frog Tree Merino. That's the brown. And then this was leftovers of, shoot, I always forget. Oh, what's the name of that? Spin Cycle. It is Spin Cycle Dream State in the Rusted Rainbow colorway. I used some of those leftovers in the top of another test knit for Samantha. And this is the rest of them. So I basically just have a teeny tiny little ball left of those, which I've probably moved somewhere. I've moved it somewhere. No, I haven't. Here it is. This is what I've got left. But that was a really nice use of all those. A friend of mine sent me her leftovers from her project that she did with Spin Cycle. And there was one full skein that she had left over from her project. So I used a full skein and like a small partial of another skein. And I did a little bit of color matching. So I had some left over from the fact that I wanted my stripes to sort of match on the sleeves. So yeah, I have more ends to weave in than I probably would have otherwise. Samantha calls for carrying it up as you knit, which would have been fine. It totally worked. I did that on the body, but on the sleeves, I did want the stripes to kind of match. So I worked them contiguously. So I would work down to where the stripe was again, work that sleeve, then go to the other sleeve, work down to the same place, use that yarn, then go back to the other sleeve, work to the next stripe, etc. So I did that till I was down. So they're not quite the same, but they're in the same kind of band of color blending. And I think it's good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. And that yarn is like old, probably 12 years old. It was a birthday gift that my mom gave to me. She got me 11 skeins, and I have 3 and some change left over. Maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 skeins. 4 skeins left. And then that much of a 5th skein. So it took me 6.5, maybe 6 1/4 skeins. I need to weigh the leftover one to make the sweater. Not bad. It's worsted weight. And I'm just happy that I got a sweater's quantity out of my stash. Pretty exciting stuff. And I probably have enough left of it that I could do something for Joshua. And I might do that. I might make him a flax sweater. But he does have the pumpkin sweater. That's a chocolatey brown also. So I'm probably going to wait till next year to knit him something, because he will grow, and this winter has been kind of crap for us here in New England. It has not been that cold at all. We've had it snowed twice, I think, maybe 3 times, but not very much. So the hand knit sweaters have really not been used this winter like they have been previous. For me, they have, but for Joshua, no. So I'd rather wait and get something knit for him when he'll be able to use it for more of a season. So next year, I think. Otherwise, I've been working on all the stuff I cast on in the 12 cast-ons. I don't think I've cast on anything else new. And the Heritage Harbor was actually a cast-on from then. I have been working on the culmination blanket, so I guess I can share that really fast. So that is a pattern from the Salt and Timber book by Leslie Fowler. Trying to get it out from under. I've got a pile of knitting patterns I need to put away. Yeah, this one, the Salt and Timber book. Little piece of fuzz came at me. So I've done, this one is a mixture. Oh, sorry. I'm using the Full Moons collection that I bought from Gabby Plies and Hellhounds. And this one's actually mixed because my Crow Moon I used on my stripes sweater. So I did not have enough left of it to make a whole square by itself. I am holding 4 strands together for it, 4 strands of fingering weight together. So this one is Crow Moon and Like Make Hold Dead Heart held double. It's really pretty. This one's Pink Moon, Harvest Moon, and now these are going to be the moons I have no idea of. I'm not sure. It is one of the moons though. I can't remember. And then I'm working on the Thunder Moon square, which this one I really love. It's kind of a light, pretty gray. So what I do is I weigh the balls out, I make a cake, and then I weigh back half of it and wind that into a second cake, and then I work from the inside and the outside of both, all held together. On a size 10? 10? Yep, size 10 needle. So they're pretty quick. My aim is to do 30 squares. That's what the pattern calls for. And then I think that'll be a really nice couch blanket. And there's a couple of other non-moon colorways I'm going to use because Gabby came out with a new one for this year. It was her first new colorway of the year called New Year Worse Me. So this is New Year Worse Me. So I'm going to do that one as one of the squares. And I have to take a look at what I have in Marie Cutie because I want it to be on the Marie Cutie base. That is her Corriedale nylon blend. But I think it'll make a really warm blanket. And if it's all the same fiber content, then I can just, treat it the same way. I think this will be fine to like wash and then put in the washer on like a rinse and spin cycle if I need to wash the blanket. That's what I do with the socks I knit for Josh out of this yarn, and they're totally fine. So that is the plan. That's what I'm working on. I've got a So Faded sweater on the needles that is in the Nectar base that I showed in my 12 cast-ons. Not fading it though. It's all in the Daffodil colorway, which was the first of her Wicked Seeds collection. So I'm working my way through the Wicked Seeds is my plan. But once I finish with that, I am going to begin casting on just all summer tops because I have realized that winter sweaters aren't going to be a huge thing all the time, and I don't really have very many spring summer tops. So this is also one that I cast on. It is a 3x1 rib top from a book that I've got. I've had it for years. That's in the book cart colorway. Those were the Belschnickel skeins, like the mystery skeins I got from Gabby. I happened to get 2 book cart, so I was like, oh, I'll make a top out of them. Let's see. The top is from this publication, which is very large. It is Knit issue 5 from Joe Sharp. So Joe Sharp used to, I don't know if this company still does, but used to publish these kinds of large periodicals. to go with their yarn collections as they release them. So I want to make that top. How? It's so big. Is it possible to share this way? Okay, I want to make that top. Cabled top. That's black. This one. I know what I'll do. Okay. So the cabled top. And then the ribbed top that I'm doing is, there's a lot of cute stuff in this book. Just really basic all summery stuff. I almost got rid of this. I almost destashed it a couple times. I swear there is one that has the picture of the version I want to do. Where the heck is it? Did I miss it? Yep, I missed it. Okay, so it's this one. So it's just a 3x1 rib top. They actually wrote it to be in 2 pieces and then seam it together. And I was like, I don't have time for that crap. So I adapted it to knit in the round. So I'm just going to knit it in the round up to here. And then these straps are actually knit from the back. So they were knit onto the back piece and brought forward. And then you just like seam them. So that should be easy enough to do. So I'm just going to do that and seam them. And then I like that they added in these little, they added in buttons. Which is kind of a fun little detail. So I'll have to pick out what kind of buttons I want. But I'm thinking it might be a fun time to use some vintage buttons. Because I got like a very large jar of buttons from our antique store. Because the kids wanted buttons. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So we got this jar of buttons, and I have actually gone through here and sorted out. There are some that were tied together, and they are sets. So I'll either use one of the sets, or just find some like random buttons would be fun to do too. Just like a bunch of random wooden buttons. I think that might be fun to put on there. The whole jar of buttons was $10. The jar was probably that much. But yeah, the sets I've actually got in my sewing box. And then those are all the random ones. But I think there were like 5 or 6 sets of, 5 to 8 buttons per set. So there were some pearl ones, some wooden ones, some brass ones. I think there was 1 set of glass buttons. So yeah, it's a good variety. And that's what I think I'll do. So yeah, I just wanted to stop in, have a quick update, show you guys a couple of things. And hopefully I can keep, doing just quickie updates for you so that I don't have as much to edit and I'm not gone for as long. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.